Welcome to my first ever musical score collection video. This video will showcase my CDs and vinyl soundtracks. So without further ado, let us begin with the vinyls. I'm starting off with this because there's not as many vinyls. The first one I have is The Barn. I uploaded the video for my unboxing for this just today, or whenever I uploaded this video was a while ago maybe. But let's see. This is signed by the director, I believe, and it's got a whole bunch of cool stuff, like a vinyl and a great cover. I love the red. It looks so sinister and satanic in some aspects. I love it. Next up I have Dawn of the Dead. I found this at a place in Gloucester called Mystery Train. I got it for $50. It'll be worth more in the future, I guarantee it. This is one of the original press releasings, so I'm so honored to have this. Then I have The Fly, a lenticular cover. Makes it all the more awesome. Howard Shore did a great job with this score. I truly find it's powerful and moving and epic and terrifying. It's just a masterpiece. Then I have From Dusk Till Dawn. This is a great feeling cover, and when you open it, you got a little something something. I haven't listened to this one yet, but I bet it will sound amazing. Next up, this is one of my first vinyls ever. The Howling. This was a hard one to find, and I found it at Mystery Train. It's one of the original press releasings, and I am so honored to have it. And last but not least, this may be my very first ever vinyl. Not sure, but I paid like $7 for it. It's Alive 2. I love the It's Alive movies. This one is actually titled It Lives Again when it was released in theaters. But beautiful. Just beautiful. Now on to my CDs. The first one I have is Abominable. I love this score. It's done by Lalo Scriffin. His son directed this movie, Ryan Scriffin. He has not directed the much-needed sequel, nor has he directed much else, but this is a work of art. Next up I have Alien Covenant. This is like a digipack, and it looks really cool. I really like this movie a lot. It's not the best, but it was definitely not as bad as some people made it out to be. Next up I have The Barn. This is a 2-disc set with the soundtrack and musical score. I love it. I really, really do. It's a thing of beauty, to be honest. I want to see this movie so bad. I have the DVD now, so I can't wait to check it out. And you know what to think? The vinyl was signed by Rocky Gray, who did the musical score. Next up I have The Beast. This is a great soundtrack for a TV miniseries about a giant squid. I grew up watching the movie and loving the music. I'm glad to have the musical score. It's beautiful. And then speaking of miniseries from the 90s based off of Peter Benchley books, Creature, based off of White Shark, the movie is at least. And this is a great soundtrack as well. Definitely worth the purchase. I found this at a Mystery Train as well, Ghost Ship. I haven't listened to it yet, but I really enjoyed the movie. It's pretty gruesome. The music is done by John Frizzle. That name sounds so familiar. I might have another soundtrack of this in here. Not sure, though. Then I have Godzilla, the original 1954 soundtrack from Akira Ifukube. Love this soundtrack. It has a lot of tracks on it, too. It's pretty long. It lasts for about 47 minutes, and it's just awesome. Speaking of awesome soundtracks with Godzilla, the 2014 soundtrack is a thing of beauty. This thing is just amazing. Alexandre Desplat did a great job with the soundtrack. I got this from Family Dollar, believe it or not. Hostel Part 2. Never been a big fan of the Hostel movies, but it is a soundtrack, so I picked it up. Yeah. I got this from Mystery Train. This is The House of Wax, the musical score. I love the movie. It's stupid fun, and Paris Hilton gets a great death, but it's done by the guy who did the music for Lake Placid, which is always a plus in my book, because that music was great. Then I have Jaws. I need to get to the rest of the soundtracks for parts 2, 3, and 4 because they're all amazing. This is definitely my favorite, even though the second one is also really good. Well, so is the third, and the fourth. Anyways, this is a digipack, and I love the picture behind it. I used to try to find this picture all the time with the 3 R's in the background. The disc looks awesome as well. Then I have Jurassic Park, one of John Williams' best scores, in my opinion. Then I have Jurassic World, which is also a great score, and probably my second favorite next to The Lost World Jurassic Park. The first is definitely my favorite. Jurassic Park 3 has a good score as well. But this is a thing of art. Then I have Killer Crocodile. This score is a little bit repetitive, but I do love it. It is from Riz Ortolini, who I think did either Cannibal Ferox or Cannibal Holocaust. I think it was Cannibal Holocaust. But this is a great soundtrack, regardless of how repetitive it might be. Then I have Lake Placid by John Ottman. I love this score. It's probably one of my favorite crocodile movie scores next to Rogue and to Killer Crocodile. And I like that it carries over from sequel to sequel. They never ditched it. Then I have Night of the Demons, the 1988 movie's soundtrack. This features a mixture of the musical score and the soundtrack, which I don't really care for. I wish it came like on 2 discs, like the Barn did. But still, definitely worth a pickup. Let's see what the background looks like, because I know it's something cool. Ooh. Then I have the Night of the Demons soundtrack. Now, this is what's mostly comprised of the music in this movie. And I am really all for that. It's a great soundtrack. All these songs are so awesome. I have them all on my iPhone. Listen to them frequently, too. Then I have Orca from Orca the Killer Whale. This is Ennio Morricone's most treasured score, in my opinion. I think this is a thing of masterful beauty, and it definitely is one of my favorite soundtracks by him. I mean, I like The Thing, and Orca's definitely my favorite, though. Then I have Prophecy, the Monster Movies soundtrack by Leonard Rossman. This is a great soundtrack from the late 70s. It's so epic when it doesn't even need to be. It really doesn't. But it still really tries to be extremely grand on the scale. And it's just beautiful. The Prophecy Monster, Katahdin. Love the movie. I love all the movies for these soundtracks pretty much. Then I have Trick or Treat. I got this from Mystery Train as well. This is a beautiful soundtrack. I love the song Trick or Treat. I haven't listened to the whole soundtrack yet, but it's a great listen to from what I've heard. A bit repetitive after Trick or Treat. Not too great, but the first one has a great tune. Then last but not least, I have Wrong Turn 2 Dead End by Bear McCreary. He's the guy who worked on the Walking Dead soundtrack. And this is a great, great movie with a lot of great gore, and this soundtrack is definitely rock and roll meets the South, with a lot of heavy guitar tunes and violins or fiddles or whatever you want to call it. It definitely deserves a spot as one of the best movie soundtracks for the Wrong Turn series. So that is it. Those are all of the CDs and soundtracks and musical scores that I own that are horror related, and I'm really baffled that I have all these, because these aren't cheap. Most of them weren't. Some of them were. They were great finds, but other than that, it was never always that easy to find them. I actually started off with Hostel Part 2, I believe, or Jaws, one or the other. Maybe even, no, Jurassic Park came first. And then I bought Jaws and then Hostel Part 2, and my collection's just been growing since then. Long live musical scores. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and to leave comments and subscribe.